A very good afternoon, a very good day, and I hope that you guys are doing well all over Africa and the rest of the world. I came with something today. The Department of Home Affairs South Africa has issued a directive extending the validity of the Zimbabwean Exemption Permits ZEP until May 28, 2027. This is to ensure continued protection for permit holders amid ongoing discussions on their long-term status. Well, I would like to say thank you to South Africa, to the South African government, the Home Affairs for your continued support and helping out the people of Zimbabwe, especially the ones that fall under the ZEPs. I think this benefits at least 178,000 Zimbabweans who are on this program. We'll just share a bit of history of it. The ZEP has its origins in South Africa's response to massive influx of Zimbabweans fleeing economic crisis and political instability in 2008 to 2009. The permit began as the Dispensation for Zimbabwean Permit (DZP) in 2009 that allowed Zimbabweans to work, study, and run businesses. In 2014, it was rebranded to the Zimbabwean Special Permit ZSP, then to ZEP in 2017. Its extension granting legal rights but only to initial applicants without new admissions. After plans to end ZEP in 2021, legal challenges forced ongoing government consultation leading to this latest extension. Right. So we want to thank South Africa. I know I received this question. Is South Africa hostile against Africans? Is South Africa hostile against other Africans? I received this from somebody who is not African. So my response was to share this new ZEP update. So I don't think a government or a country that is really hostile to other Africans who do something like this. Right, we've seen what is going on with Dudula and the responses to other vigilante groups, but that does not sum up what South Africa is actually is when it comes to other Africans. They've been really trying to make sure that people who live in Africa, especially Zimbabweans or Southern Africans, are all documented. Right? It takes time. It's a bit difficult because now with this influx, it means people are going to compete for jobs. Young people are competing with each other for jobs, and the growing South African population also needs to be catered for. This has been going on since 2008, right? All those people were in high school or primary school in 2008 are now queuing for jobs. So there is so much, going on in South Africa and scarce resources. Now, when we look at the hostility towards other Africans, we are not looking into scarce resources and the number of people coming into the country and the unavailability of jobs and opportunities. So before we answer that with our frustration as foreign nationals, being Zimbabweans who are affected, let us actually look into these things really fairly, right? And I do understand that Operation Dudula has launched their campaign beginning of January 2026. They're going to be standing at different schools and blocking illegal students from entering the schools and all that. They've been talking about that. Well, there's been a legal battle with human rights lawyers, especially the South African Human Rights Commission, that tried to halt Dudula's campaigns, especially its hospital blockages and intimidation tactics. But the Durban High Court dismissed this urgent application, which allowed Dudula to continue its campaigns, including healthcare blockades and campaigns against foreign school children. So this decision is seen by Dudula as a victory. So, like I said before, if you cannot afford to send your child to private school, please send your child back home. It's difficult. You want to be with your family. Even the ZEP holders, your children are legal in South Africa, but if you cannot afford to send them to private school, please consider other alternatives, because what the child is going to go through at those schools is something else. You don't want that. So, what Tudula is trying to do, and what other South Africans are saying, is we've got scarce resources. We need to put our children first, because some children end up going to schools that are not in their area, because all the schools have been filled out by foreign nationals. So they want to put their people first in schools, in government schools. So the private schools is all open for anybody. So consider things like that. So just giving you some overview on how South Africa have been really friendly to African countries, and in particular Zimbabwe. You know, in the early 90s, I think from around 1996, there used to be a visa to get to South Africa. It was a visa on arrival, or you could apply for it and you get your money back when you are on the other side of the border, just to make sure that you have got enough money to cater for yourself, right? And they scrapped that visa around 2005, which gave Zimbabweans a 90 days free visa to get into South Africa. So they used it to have a paid visa, and they scrapped that. So this is not a response of a country that is really hostile. And also to people who are using asylums all this time, especially the Section 22, you would agree that when there was a unity government in Zimbabwe, right, they said there is no more political or economic instability in Zimbabwe. So that asylum arrangement, they were going to end it. But then they said you can appeal. If you are working in South Africa or studying, or you've got a family in South Africa, you were given an option to appeal. Many people appealed, and they were given this 1 year extension. It was going on even during COVID. They kept on extending it. This is for asylum holders and those who have been using asylum Section 22. You can agree that was what was going on. They actually put on that asylum appeal, right? So they did not say your country is now okay, go back home, even though they issued I think they issued an email that said there is no more political instability, so you've got 30 days to leave or to appeal. So everybody who appealed were reinstated. So when we are sharing all this information about hostility and things like that, let us also sit back and review how South Africa has been accommodative, especially as Zimbabweans. Well, those who have been extended to May 2027, please take this period and start planning on returning back home. If there is no other alternative or any other special permit that you can be in, because these legal battles can be time consuming, and time is moving. So if you don't have a solid business or a solid income in South Africa, and uyangwava nje, I think it's gonna be okay for you to start planning these last few years. If you've got your little job, save up as much as you can. If you've got some properties or stuff that you want to that you know you can sell and return back home, please go for that, so that you know you're gonna be safe when the time comes. You're gonna be safe, and nothing is going to sorry about that. Nothing is going to stand in your way. I know it's a lot to take in for so many people. You have made South Africa your home, but things have changed. So start planning. Get that village home. Buy a stand somewhere. just to start looking into initiatives that you can do that can bring you money. Thank you so much.